Hello, everybody, and welcome into the Kosas Sports YouTube channel. I am your host, Christian Kosas. Today, we're going to be talking about Mike Evans. Huge news out of Tampa Bay. Mike Evans and the Bucs unable to reach a contract extension over the last year plus. Mike Evans is fed up with it. He wants to be a Buck for life, but he gave the organization a deadline the day that they play their first game, Sunday, September 9th, start of the season. He said, look, sign me to a long-term extension, make me a Buck for life, or I'm going to be focused on this season, and then afterwards, I'm leaving. See ya. Should they trade him? Should they re-sign him? Who knows? With their future up in the air, I think the smart move for the Bucs would be to trade him, get whatever they can for him. Some of the teams being linked to him right now in trades, obviously the Jets. The Jets just lost Corey Davis to retirement. Not a very big piece, but still, they really lack that big-bodied kind of red zone threat. Yes, Garrett Wilson's going to have a breakout season. Yes, Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers have that massive connection that everybody's seeing in the preseason and training camp. But Mike Evans to that offense would immediately escalate them to the top of the division, in my opinion. The Bills also being linked to Mike Evans, unsurprisingly, opposite of Stephon Diggs, that would be probably the best receiving core in the league. Passing Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, or Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle immediately. Other teams being linked to him, the New England Patriots, makes complete sense. They were in on Hopkins. They didn't get Hopkins. They have Juju. They have, other ancillary pieces there. They don't really have a true alpha number one. He would immediately slot in, get a massive amount of targets, help Mac Jones with his development. Love the trade for them. Lions, same thing. Amon-Ra St. Brown, phenomenal slot wide receiver. One of the best in the league. Probably in terms of slot, only behind Cooper Kupp. Can still run the outside routes, but, lacks kind of the size to be that true number one red zone threat like Mike Evans is. Mike Evans he's going on, this is his 10th season in the NFL, 9 straight over 1,000 yards, 5 double-digit touchdown seasons, 2 of the last 3 years. Yes, 2 years ago he had 3, but last year and 3 years ago he had 12 touchdown catches. Last year, you can say, yeah, he's 30 years old, he's getting older, he's aging out, he's starting to hit that age that receivers start to, show some decline. Last year, in the last game of the season, he had 10 catches for over 200 yards and 3 touchdowns against the Panthers. Yes, it inflated his stats a little, but, he's still got juice. He's showing no sign of decline. Big-bodied star receiver, can run, can get the deep ball, can get the jump ball, can run the short routes, medium routes, better than, almost any receiver in the league. Phenomenal player. If the Bucs are forced to move him, they're going to get a haul for him. Whatever team gets him, is going to immediately increase their odds. I see a likely contender trading for him. He's been also linked to the Chiefs and Mahomes. They lack a true number one receiver outside of Kelsey. That would be a huge splash move. He would get, I can't even imagine how many red zone targets and red zone touchdowns those two would hook up for. But the fact is, he is a phenomenal player. He's still, he might not be at the top of his game. The last 3 seasons, he's been in the mid-70s in PFF grade. Before that, this first 6 seasons of his career, in the mid-80s. So he's definitely shown a little bit of decline. Some of that has to do with Chris Godwin eating into the work as well. And, who knows? The Bucs are they going to re-sign Chris Godwin when he comes up? I would imagine so, especially if Mike Evans is gone. They're probably in the position right now where they have to choose between Evans and Godwin. Maybe they lose both of them, which would be a massive blow to the Buccaneers organization that is already in dismay, with an unclear and uncertain future in the post-Tom Brady era, led by Baker Mayfield. So, Bucs in complete dismay. Mike Evans may get a massive fantasy boost if he's traded. If not, and he's not traded, he's still a great player. I still have him, up in the low 20s. He's still going to do great things this year. Him and Godwin both. If he leaves, Godwin's massive boost, maybe top 15 receiver. If Mike Evans gets traded to one of those teams I mentioned, he might get a massive boost into the top 20. But I think the most likely scenario is that, they hold on to him. They do maybe not get a deal done. It's hard for me to imagine them moving him, but if I was the Bucs, I would for sure try to get something in return for his, his services, get some value, get some get some picks, and just try to rebuild in the draft, build around Chris Godwin and, some of those young offensive pieces they have, some of those good defensive pieces they had. And who knows, Baker Mayfield might be good. He's one of the better quarterbacks in the preseason this year. And we'll see. And speaking of one of the better quarterbacks in the preseason, a team I would love to see trade for Mike Evans that, I'm already super high on this team and it would immediately boost them maybe to compete for that division. And this might be a hot take, but the Pittsburgh Steelers, if they were somehow able to get their hands on Mike Evans, oh my goodness, that offense. Kenny Pickett's shown some great stuff this offseason and this preseason and training camp. He's shown like he's ready to take that year 2 step. He's shown like he's ready to make that next jump, sort of like Josh Allen started to show early in his career after he struggled early on. But, it's hard to be worse than he was last year in Kenny Pickett. But if he had Mike Evans, Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, Pat Freiermuth, oh my goodness, Najee, Jalen Warren, that offense would be absolutely electric. So that would be a personal favorite for me outside of the Chiefs. I'm obviously a Chiefs fan. I would love to see Mike Evans come to the Chiefs, but Pittsburgh Steelers would be awesome. Jets probably make the most sense. Giants also make a lot of sense. Lack a true number 1 receiver. You add Mike Evans, you have Mike Evans, Darren Waller, Saquon Barkley surrounding Daniel Jones. Maybe changes my view on the Giants a little bit, but I still don't think Daniel Jones is quite good enough and, lacks the arm strength and the kind of quarterback IQ and vision to really play the position to, a level like some of these other guys and, other young ascending players like Trevor Lawrence. So that's my take on the situation. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Give this video a like, subscribe to the page. If you want to start getting into content creation, make videos yourself, streaming, whatever it is, Streamlabs Ultra is the way to go. It's the most convenient and affordable way. If you're interested, hit the link in my bio, hit the link in the description. Go ahead and sign up for your membership. You won't regret it. Socials, Discord, everything's going to be down below. Discord is where you can get the most accurate, up-to-date information on a daily basis. My complete full rankings breakdown with stats, targets, catches, yards, touchdowns, passing yards, everything for a player that you could, think to, want to see. I have it completely broken down in there. So go check it out. And until next time.